Caleb here, SIman Brothers Outdoors. Today I want to talk about mineral licks. Mineral licks have become pretty popular within the deer hunting community the last 10 or 15 years, and we've been using them probably 6 or 7 years or so, pretty heavily. The key point I want to talk about today is location of mineral licks and how to establish one. At SIman Brothers, we like to use old rotten stumps, chunks of wood that are saturated. You know, the tree's been dead for 10, 15 years, nothing that's been freshly cut. But an old rotten stump allows the minerals to absorb into the wood, and it'll hold and attract the deer a lot longer than just pouring your minerals out on the ground or a fresh stump or even putting them in a feeder. This particular mineral lick is brand new for this year. We just use trace minerals with the TSC trace mineral blocks. All the different companies out there offer something similar, usually a little bit more expensive. You can read through the ingredients. The key point I want to make is make sure the salt content isn't too high. We have less than 26% salt in this mix here. A lot of the newer ones out there on the market, Monster Racks, Analogic, etc., they use less than 30% as well, so they can put some other minerals in there that are beneficial to the deer, not only for growing antlers, but for fawn development, body development, and just the overall health of the deer. It started back in the day, white salt blocks, you'd see them pop up everywhere. The deer would lick them. The deer love the salt, but the salt itself doesn't really benefit the deer much. So by putting out the trace mineral, you give the deer something that attracts them through the off season. You can do buck inventory, keep an idea of what your deer herd looks like, and it also benefits the deer. As far as locations, as you can see, this one's on a food plot. This is actually a food plot where Spaniel got a shot at a mature buck this year. Didn't end up killing it, but we like to put our mineral licks somewhere where the deer feel comfortable. A random trail going through the woods to and from areas, not necessarily the best unless it's a highly traveled route for the deer. But we also have some water. There's actually a water hole over here that we created for the deer. So we like to give them more than one attraction in an area. We know the deer use this particular kill plot a lot in the early fall, late fall for feeding before they go to the big crop field. A spot like this is perfect for a mineral lick. The deer will hit it before they leave the plot or before they head towards their either feeding or bedding to and from. They'll hit it. It'll give you an idea of what deer are in the area, what the deer looks like, age structure, etc. So we highly recommend mineral licks. I'm going to show you a couple more that we have that we set up throughout the years. Longevity is key. You don't want to switch your mineral licks up every year. You want the deer to get used to them. You want them to keep coming back year after year. This is the first time we put one here in this spot, so we're pretty excited to see what the cameras show. We're pretty excited to see how this unfolds throughout the season.
Nice fish. Get up here behind me. Get up behind me and kind of pull them up right here.
Jesus.
fingers on there?
Yeah.
Pig, man. It's a beat up male.
Let's get this up. Yeah, well.
Yo. Donnie got two. Luke just let one go as we speak. I hooked into one.
Got him good, dude.
Oh, nice. Hold on, stay back for a second.
I can go in there and grab it though.
Let me get him up on shore a little bit.
Something behind.
Grab him, go get him.
Alright, today we're going to cover frost seeding of clover. When you already have a plot like this one, it's kind of established already with clover. We had clover brassicas in here last year. Frosting is a good way to get good seed to soil contact without having to till it back up again, plow it, disc it, all that. So early in the year, the ground freezes, it thaws, it rains, it'll work that seed in just enough to where it can germinate, and then you can establish even more clover. Some of the other local guys have already done it this year, and they already have germination. So since clover is such a small seed, if we mix it in with the lime and then put it in the spreader, we use this 5-gallon bucket, we'll get a more even disperse of the seed. When it's real small like that, you dump all your seed into the bag and you take a couple turns. Even if you have it on the smallest opening, take a couple turns of the handle and you're already throwing out half your seed. So we need to be able to spread the seed over a good distance. This is probably 1/8 of an acre, maybe slightly smaller than 1/4 of an acre. And you know, clover, they recommend 4 pounds per acre. So 4-pound bag here, we're going to spread out a little bit heavy. We're going to mix it up into a couple different of our plots, and hopefully in a couple weeks we can come back and we'll be able to see some seed germination. It's been raining a lot here in Northeast Ohio, so the ground is really, really wet. But this soil should be pretty rich since we had brassicas in it before this. So we're pretty excited about this plot. Actually killed a doe here this year, so this has always been one of the better areas of the farm. So hopefully that goes pretty well today.